All right, welcome back to RGL Invite Finals. We are in playoffs. This is lower bracket round one. The Wall versus Black Swan is what we're covering today. I'm DeltaMarket. Joining me is Hami. How are we feeling today?
Feeling good, ready for hopefully what should be a pretty exciting playoff match. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree with them. This season has been pretty cool having the second and third seed for the first time in quite a while kind of have the same scoreline 11 and 3. And so today we have the third and fourth seed. They did face each other in the regular season where the Wall was definitely a favorite over there. But despite that, Black Swan has taken at least one round off of the Wall, and they're going to be putting up a fight here today.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of maps, we are starting on Sunshine, and then I think we have Sultry coming up next. I assume Sunshine would be the pick of the Wall since they're the bracket team. Um, and then the last map, I'm not sure what that
It was
was.
process.
That was Process. Okay, so yeah, Sunshine, Sultry, Process, a good three maps. But yeah, Sunshine starting off on the pick of the Wall. So maybe expecting them to do a bit better. But yeah, I mean, a lot of good players on both teams, obviously, and hopefully we'll get a very close match.
Yeah, Sultry still, I think, has some level of that X factor to it. Either way, it's going to set the tone with Sunshine. Gonna have to see how the head to heads happen over there. Either way, probably a good time to just go down the rosters. I'm going to start with the Wall. Over there, we have Soar on Flank Scout, Sandblast on the Pocket Scout role, of course, Dingo on Roamer, Guy on Pocket Soldier, Demo Man is Sin, and Hubert the Fish on Medic.
Yeah, and on the side of Black Swan, we have Exile on Combo Scout, Darty on Flank Scout, number one Roamer Trip on Roamer, Quack's Pocket Soldier, Ether Demo, and Foxy on Medic.
Yeah, so both teams kind of interesting because we have one of the dynamics is former teammates, right? The Ford F-150 team kind of split where you have three of those players on the wall, Sandblast, Dingo, and Psy, of course. And then on the other side on Black Swan, you have Tripwire. So former teammates competing against each other. I believe Sin Karma has definitely been on some of the rosters with some of the other players on Black Swan. So that dynamic will be something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I mean, Black Swan, obviously, the team is sort of the team that won Advance last season, although quite a few roster changes. I would say it's pretty much a different team. Darty was on the team, but he was playing Soldier in Advance, so now he's on Scout. Foxy was the medic. So obviously, that's good progression, but it is a team filled with what we would call like invite regulars, basically at this point. Very experienced players, and as you said, some crossover between the players on both teams as well, which makes it definitely um, very, very interesting.
Yeah. I think for the side of the wall, the player in my view to look at is going to be Guy on Pocket Soldier. It's kind of funny. I forgot but someone said like 3 or 4 years ago that Psy on Pocket Soldier is the the gatekeeper of invite. Like if teams just let Psy roll over them, they're like never going to be a playoffs team basically. Or like basically on his own, Psy can just put those teams
Hmm.
down. So if he's having a really good game, it's going to be really rough for Black Swan. So that's going to be something to keep an eye out. Who do you think on the side of Black Swan is going to be kind of the player, the person who can step up and really take over things and kind of get their team to the finish line? Who's going to be that player?
Yeah, there's a couple players I think is really interesting. One will be Exile on Combo Scout because obviously the other team, I mean, the Wall is Sandblast on Combo Scout, very experienced player. Exile will need to kind of keep the team, running smoothly, not, losing to shenanigans and stuff, making sure that they can win fights that are in their favor. That'll be crucial if they want to win, fights, get rounds on the board. And then of course on the other side on the flank, I mean, Trip I think is their most experienced player by far, and will need to have a lot of impact in order to, maybe salvage some situations that are not going so well for the side of Black Swan. So I think those two players would be, for me, the people to look out for.
Yeah, good that it's a flanked and combo player on Black Swan. They have both of those sides can kind of step up, as you said. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. I'm going to really want to see how the first mid goes. I've always found that that's such a great way to see how the maps. Obviously, it's not like always a deciding factor. Teams can win the first mid and then just lose the game. But I want to see if there's a funny fast rollout. Both of these roamers on both the teams kind of will pull that out sometimes. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, what's funny on the side of the wall is they have kind of three demo players, like Sai, Dingo, and Sin Karma obviously are all like players that played demo, so they definitely probably know what it's like to get fast rollouted on the demo class, but also how effective it can be. So I think that would be definitely something to look out for on the first mid. And also just, if we think about it, this is the walls pick. What do they have in mind for their mids? What's their game plan going into those, and see if they have some ideas to kind of dominate the early mids, maybe get an advantage on their map pick early on. Will be just something to look out for.
Yeah, how much do you know about the off-class game here? What do you know about Black Swan? Like, what is there a sniper player there?
Yeah, Darty will play a lot of sniper on this team. I also expect to see a lot of spy as well from Darty. Pretty encouraged. I don't know how much Exile will run it. I'm not sure really. And then I think, yeah, from the soldiers, I wouldn't expect so much from Quacks and Trip. Maybe some Spy here and there, but not as much Sniper. I would think Darty will be their main off-classer.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Darty also is fairly regular in Highlander on Sniper.
Hmm.
I might okay, yeah, I'm not wrong on that. Good. On the side of the wall, definitely more interesting there because Sandblast tends to play Sniper more. Of course, Sandblast is the combo scout, so it might get a little awkward trying to have Sandblast run Sniper. So I kind of expect Black Swan to be the off-classing team. I don't think it's going to happen as much on the wall.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if Soar opts for that so much, or as much as maybe yeah Black Swan will. So that might be something to look out for. Soar obviously, relatively new to invite player, but someone who's been like up and comer or whatever you could say, like last couple of seasons. So been playing very very well this season. Obviously playing with great players with a lot of experience will definitely help and accelerate your improvement, especially for his first season in invite. So look out for Soar on the flank as well.
Yeah, definitely look out for the flank player. And kind of interesting because Soar has always been a flank player, but he wasn't always a scout flank player. I believe they won main, and I don't remember if they won advance, but they at least placed on Roamer over there. Then changing to flank scout, knows how to put the Roamer down, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, I think overall you have a lot of players on the forward or the forward or whatever the wall that have played a lot of different classes. So that's pretty interesting there. But as we said, everyone except for Sora on that team, and maybe Hubert as well, have a lot of invite experience, so many seasons played. So that really, that experience obviously adds up. And the players on the Black Swan also have quite a bit of experience as well, but not quite so much. Looks like after the last player to join is in, so we have 12 in the server on their team. So hopefully we'll be getting ready to go soon. You want to go through some predictions, I guess?
Yeah, let's do predictions. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the Highlander squad. I'm gonna go 4-2 for Black Swan.
Oh, a big upset. I think I'm gonna go lean the other way. I think I'm gonna go. Let's say 4-2, 4-2 for the wall. I think they got it on their map pick, but we'll have to see only one way to find out. Hopefully, we'll be going ready pretty soon here.
Now, here's the real question. We're going 4-2, but what do you think it's gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be like overtime and there's gonna be like 3 rounds in the banny time, or do you think it's gonna be 1 round in the banny time?
That's tough. I think Sunshine. You can end up on your last. You can hold last pretty easily, so there's chance for like the rounds to extend and just go into the banning time. I think we're gonna get maybe only 1 or 2 rounds. So I think with only 4-2, that's enough rounds to get in regulation. Maybe 1 round coming towards the end there, in the overtime. So we're going live. Who do you want to watch on the first mid, Delta?
Oh, first mid. I mean, it has to be number one, right? Number one roamer.
Okay, Trip. Maybe
Yeah,
opting for that fast roll. We'll have to see. That could be kind of huge.
yeah. Looks like they are gonna do the Valley bomb. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the fast bomb. Unfortunately, it's not. But maybe they have something in store. Just spamming Both sides gonna be doing the normal thing, going their own cafe, both teams going right. Here we see the high bomb through, both soldiers jumping across for the side of Black Swan, and it's actually gonna be tripped by flanking in cafe as shots are exchanged on point. Darty goes down first to Soar, and it looks like everyone just had to leave through cafe. Soldier actually bombing through Choke. That's Dingo gets Foxy. What a fast and aggressive bomb, and it pays off for Dingo. On the other side, I think Tripwire tried to salvage by going for Hubert, but just wasn't quite able to get anything.
Yeah, she's still behind. Actually,
Oh,
something on Sora and Saigai dying late too. So although Foxy's dead, combat class advantage hugely in the favor of Black Swan, and Sandblast and Hubert are gonna run away with the Uber, but the mid actually kind of turning on its head at the very end there and going in the favor of Black Swan. They got really nuked early in their own cafe, had to back up. Nice play from Dingo to catch out Foxy on the retreat, but now they have to push into mid here.
yeah, I have to eat my words there because they got... I did not expect Black Swan to get anything there, but they are on Uber disad. Dingo's finally through Choke, as well as Sandblast, and it looks like the Uber has not gotten forced early, but actually Hubert the Fish has been eating a lot of spam, down to 100 health. Yeah, 2 down though. These players kind of got stuffed towards Choke side there, and actually this Uber ad seems like it's going to be working its way into second soon as everyone is in the side of Valley. High bomb coming through by Saigai, landing on Bats area. And what looked like would just be kind of a mid-transition turned into pushing Black Swan back onto last.
Yeah, Trip was actually above Cafe, and Hubert took a lot of spam walking through Choke, and maybe there was an opportunity for a force there. Ended up not happening. Exile going down, Dingo trading, and Trip also dying. So 2 for 1 on the early pressure from the wall, and now they're looking to drive their left side, peeking in a lot of space and taking cap time already. And it looks like Quack's going to deny point, but the Uber will come out, and Hubert a little isolated, but they're not going to get the counter force, so it will be full ad. And actually, Quacks could go down here if he's not careful. Gonna live though, but a nice pressure play from the wall. Gain the force and an early chance to push into last here.
Karma tried to taunt, gets punished for taunting, and the force comes out probably off of that taunt. I'm going to be honest with you. Now we have 3 on last. Sniper class though have to resup soon. Is there going to be a pressure into last? Yeah, it is. Sandblast and Darty are here, or Soar and Sandblast are here, and they just get the point down. Was looking a bit scary there for the wall. Taunting demo goes down, but losing 3 for the force, maybe a little too much.
Yeah, players were already on pretty fast respawns for the wall. The players that got the force on Foxy on last, so they were able to come back in and roll it to last. So a quick round. A pretty aggressive round from the wall, using that Uber, taking 2 points with it, and then going to last, getting the force, and a new mid here with Dingo rolling out fast to his own cafe, spamming, and now the real mid fight can commence.
Yeah, the real mid fight, as you say. These roamers don't know what doing. Dingo jumping into Valley, rotating around, getting almost on the medic, but it's actually going to be Sin Karma and Sword just collapsing on Party and Quacks, who both go down. Now Foxy is stuck in the other side of Valley. It's the worst case scenario. Tripwire though, oh my god.
The salvage.
The number one.
Yeah, and actually that's what we said, right? We need Trip to step up and just make these salvage plays when things aren't looking so good. As you said, I mean, Black Swan was stuck behind enemy lines, but now they have the Uber, gonna get the force, but surely there are some kills to be had here. Sora probably next on the chopping block. And yeah, we'll go down, and that's gonna be a mid-win, and not to mention, 3 players down as Quacks actually chases Sandblast down, gets the kill as well. So 3 players, they should be able to roll this into second. And the Ubers are pretty much even because Hubert had just spawned after Trip had that nice bomb from Cafe in the Valley, killing Hubert on the mid.
Yeah, that's the second time the mid just looks terrible for Black Swan at the start. It looks absolutely horrible, but they just somehow get away with it. And look at this, bombing forward, they're fighting over second, they've taken the platform, and they push side spire, Tripwire goes down, but Sin Karma gets traded out for that frag, and Hubert the Fish is stuck! These soldiers are just so good on Black Swan. These soldiers always find their target. The wall is trying to salvage, Sword finds Exile, but it looks like Darty's trying to hold it down. They're backing. The Black Swan doesn't want to lose their Uber ad here. Their down combat class is going to play it slow.
Yeah, it was a really nice aggression. Again, they had those 3 kills, so they got the height on Plat and managed to kill Sin Karma, and then eventually Hubert as well was still stuck in. So a nice fight there, and they can probably start drying Cafe. That's exactly what they're doing. Darty's saying, all clear, they're not even here. Easy take here from Cafe, and they might not even get forced, which would signify a full ad last push here to come.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would signify, and it looks like that's what they've done. Sora recognizes this, engineer class up, sentry gun getting built. They've got to be fast though. Ooh, tripwire going down. That's a hard choice. Do you want to go with 40 ad when you're down one? And you got to set the tone for the match, and they're just sending it balls to the wall. This Uber not finding anything, I have to say, found absolutely nothing, and now they're just down a player. Their medic stuck in, getting bombed, and that's a disaster. Dingo with the perfect bomb cuts off the escape.
Yeah, as you said, it was going to be risky, and they couldn't kill Sandblast. He was close to the spawn, very low, but he managed to get the resup, and now, yeah, that's just a
Oh my
disaster.
god.
Shoving last, though, is Dart. He's on last. Dingo's there to stop. 3 players actually going back, and that's, fine for the side of the wall. Although, Exile running in, but they're still there, get the kill. So a couple of late deaths, but it actually is kind of slow down the second cap, so they will get some respawners. Actually, Darty might even get his spawn if he's lucky. Not quite, but explosives, all 3 explosives up, so Spam will be faced by the walls. They push into mid with their full Uber advantage. They're going choke. Obviously, no scouts on the side of red right now, so they can't play super aggro. And in fact, yeah, they're giving this up pretty much for free. Might lose Trip only. Eventually going to go down. Actually still alive, but finally going down. And that's kind of just the one sack. Sin Karma was low, but nothing doing. And the push will commence from Cafe. Still pretty big ad, 75 on Foxy, so they can't really hold second, and it will be forced to last. But this is kind of looking like the round that the wall won earlier, where they take 2 points with the Uber, they took mid, they took second, and now can they get into last before there's a setup, before there's a heavy or an NG. The heavy is up, but only in the forward spawn, and they actually take the trade aggressively. Sandblast going for that. Sin Karma dying in the trade though, so not looking too hot on the side of the wall here in the post.
Yeah, and it looks like Black Swan might be going for something, maybe just a sack. They have both their soldiers in lobby, their whole beams here. Tripwire going through the bat side, finds some damage onto Psy, and it's going to be Darty sacking in as well as Tripwire, but Darty actually gets a frag there. There's a back cap, I believe, but Tripwire has the vision, done some damage to Sandblast. It's going to be a soldier v scout fight on. But actually, Sandblast elected not go to point. Very interesting, and Scout combo has come back. Hubert the Fish went down during that. I didn't even notice how that medic went down. And that Black Swan comfortably taking second with Uber ad.
Yeah, it was kind of chaos. I think Sandblast actually expected more people to go back for him because, yeah, Trip went back, but that's just one soldier. Like, if he had gone to point there, I'm not sure Trip would have been able to stop that, but he probably assumed, Sandblast, that more people would go back for him, so he just wanted to, like, buy time. But actually, most of Black Swan was forward, killed Hubert, like you said, and Sandblast didn't get the cap, so that he just dies late. And now, yeah, full eye pushing in. Sandblast on Sniper, though, could make something happen. He's peeking from his own valley here. So I've actually used right through, so Sniper not really going to be a problem. Not going to get any kills, however. Oh, actually, Sin Karma is caught in Valley. Didn't expect that, and that's a pretty big demo pick with us still having a sniper, which they probably know about now. Means that potentially they can pressure pretty hard into the wall second. They're doing that. Trip does die though. Probably going to call things up. Oh, Exile, a very late death, and now that actually is going to be kind of a disaster because now they should be able to push right back in with their own Uber. Hubert getting on that now, getting through choke, and it looks like just a completely free point here.
Yeah, is it 2012 or are the soldiers the ones doing everything on both of these teams? Yeah, it feels like Dingo and Psy and Quacks and Tripwire are just taking over the game. It's always their names coming up in fights. Either way, Uber ad for the wall coming in. Psy leading the charge on the medic. Almost takes down Foxy. So close to that frag in dungeon. Uber's pop. That's a comfortable second take. But with your pocket down, actually with the Uber so close, I don't know if I'd call this comfortable. Sniper up for Sandblast. And yeah, the fight's already coming in through lower left.
Wait, Quacks doing so much damage and they're going to get 3 kills, 4 kills maybe. Dingo the only one left alive.
Where'd Trip come from?
Yeah, I'm not sure. They busted lower left.
That's... wow. I mean, okay. Black Swan showing why they're in playoffs, showing everyone that they might have lost twice in the regular season to this team, but they are not out of the fight. They have what it takes. They have Uber ad, they have player ad, and they have second point.
Yeah, it's pretty much everything you can ask for. There's a really nice retake. Like you said, they lost Psy Guy pushing into second in the wall, and Black Swan said, we're not afraid. You know, we're at 80% Uber. We're going to get back in before you can cap. You have a sniper and a player down, so if we get on that sniper, we don't have to fear anything. Taking the initiative, killing Hubert, and now a full ad last push. This time, Trip is not dead to a trap, so this is like a clean situation. Get your perfect last push going. They spot the sentry gun on the left from the attacking POV. They're going to go top right here. Buffs are in. And yeah, let's see what they do with Uber.
Yeah, Exile leading it along with Ether. So far, only a sentry gun down, no point pressure. Finally collapsing onto the left side, takes down Psy Guy. Really good pipe by Ether. Mini air shot there, put that one the frag bit. Heavy out on right. It's a 5v5, but it looks like Black Swan wants to stay in. But Exile kind of dancing back and forth, decides to give it up. Maybe worried about the Uber situation, and this was probably a good choice. Hubert the Fish does have Uber now. Black Swan happens to force the Uber out, and it looks like they're trying to take it by playing so aggressively towards the choke side and lower right. But actually, it's going to be the wall who goes through Dungeon. You don't usually see that, but it's actually the perfect play in this case, and they get through for free.
Yeah, that was really nice. The last push, I think, they didn't kill the gun early, and Ether was forced to bomb for it. Ended up on the low ground. Foxy kind of had to go stay with her demo man there and wasn't able to like get in a good position to post. But yeah, nice retake on second. Now they're pushing mid. This has been a very back and forth game. Foxy at 95, so they'll get to hold even Ubers on second, which is totally fine. But yeah, maybe a missed opportunity there as a market. Okay, he's back.
Yeah.
But yeah, missed opportunity on the side of Swan, especially with that full ad. But anyway, it's still even Ubers, so gonna be a second hold. Nice bomb from Dingo, but actually gets shot out of the air. Sor gonna die as well, so two instant picks on the sack wave, and that's kind of risky on Sunshine. 3 big doorways to push through: Cafe, Choke, and Valley. Absolutely pushable here, and they're gonna go through Valley. It's pretty much undefended. I mean, Sandblast is getting there now, a couple of traps, but the Soldier getting in on the demo. Seeing Karma very low, gonna survive. Second Soldier in, but this is maybe a bit overheating from Quacks because Sin Karma had already gotten a bow, so it wasn't going to go down. Now both Soldiers dead on the side of Black Swan, and I don't think this is really holdable for them anymore.
Yeah, I'm on Size Pov, and there's just nothing to see. Everyone's gone for Black Swan. Off those 2 soldier frags, it's so tempting, but the defending side has such awful spawn timers. Losing 2 is so punishing. We have Darty on Engineer, Exile on Pyro, full Highlander set up. Was that an air shot? Oh, yeah, just collecting them, just add them to the folder for that frag vid. Gonna look amazing.
Yeah, the thing is when you have the Pyro, right, the Pyro denies the bomber, but also just sends the soldier straight up into the air where you cannot airstrafe, so it's pretty much a perfect pencil, and Trip says, I will take that every day of the week. Easy air shot, denying the first sack. No off class yet. That was one of the things on the side of the wall anyway. That was one of the things we wanted to look out for. Would Sandblast pick up that sniper rifle? But for now, they're just sticking on the normal 6's roster. Got an Engineer on Darty. And the spy check came in from Exile, so they know there's no off classes on the side of the wall. I'm trying to look at their feet, see there's a man tread here. I do not see man tread, so it's just going to be completely normal. Looking for a sack, maybe a pressure on the sentry gun. The sentry gun's very far back though, so there's a lot of space. Like Blue could definitely take some space while the gun is all the way back, pretty much in like where it would be on disad. Left is looking pretty free for the wall if they want to try to do something, but slow and steady, and now the gun being moved forward.
Yeah, gun watching the right sides. That is a decision they've decided to make. Pyro, not a bad class on this hold, especially when it's just camping the sentry gun. So hard to get that gun down, and yeah, gun taking side down, soldier bombing into the top right, almost takes Dingo down as well. And actually, yeah, the 1v1 continues in this doorway. The wall, they are gonna have to actually, they kind of don't have to figure this out. They are up on the rounds. It's Black Swan who has to figure out the last pushes.
Yeah, absolutely. But for now, I think Black Swan will be happy just to look for a round reset. Sandblast will come up on Sniper, though, so this is something that we were kind of expecting. And he has a chance to break open this hold, maybe peeking from the left side here. The gun obviously does see you, but as long as you peek from far enough back, you can still get shots on the soldiers who are kind of denying the door, and then maybe your own demo and soldiers can get that gun down. Sniper's actually top right now. Gonna look for Ether, but I think Exile did spy check, so I think they're aware of the sniper. Ether dodging that shot, and now, they obviously know the sniper's in play, and actually Sandblast just gonna get shot down by Trip there, and Sora actually dying, so no scouts now. Quacks does die to Dingo, but you still have a kill. Trip looking for something fast on the medic, and we'll get the force, yeah. I mean, that's really good from Trip.
Yeah, I mean, forcing from the defending side out of Sunshine last is ridiculous. Like, that force rate has to be less than 5%, and there it is. Gets that force off. Black Swan, though, again, it's not guaranteed that they try to push out. They might just let the clock run down. Gonna have to see. Looks like they are gonna push, though. They're setting up in that lower area. And they're going to be going maybe through dungeon, but they're spotted. This would be risky to go for. You're going to get forced immediately trying to go through this doorway. It looks like they are kind of recognizing this, maybe rotating back to lower left. They're spotted though. Every door they try to go, they're spotted. Maybe they're uncomfortable. Black Swan seems like they wanted to do that lower dungeon push, got spotted, says, nah, it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth the risk. Like, you try to push dungeon. If you know, if you don't give in for free, then just cancel. The gun does go down though, and the wall are pushing in their left side. They have a lot of space here, actually. The gun is only level 1. It's kind of useless, honestly. The pyro doing some spam. Of course, they don't actually have Uber on the red team yet, so they can't be too aggro. Otherwise, they would just get Ubered on. So Sin Karma actually going to die for that. And with 25 seconds left in the round, you assume this is probably just going to peter out into a round reset. Trip does die on the counter stack, but I don't think that will change the calculus very much. Maybe an Uber trade to come in here on the left from Hubert, but I mean, they're so far away. Getting the force on Foxy is not even guaranteed here. As long as he doesn't drop, and yeah, will not drop, and round reset incoming.
Yeah, that's probably what will happen. Heavy glass up. So both sides definitely not in the best shape at pushing last. Everything else, though, has been really kinetic on these second and mid fights. The soldiers go absolutely crazy, but both teams are kind of walling it up on last.
Yeah, absolutely. A new mid-fight. Mid-fights have been kind of like you said, like it's been looking good for the wall, but then suddenly something will go wrong and it'll just completely flip the pendulum. So we'll have to see if that trend continues. Dingo taking damage at his own cafe early. We'll just go get the pack. And looks like a right side mid for the wall, left side for Black Swan. Foxy, low early double bomb onto her, easy kill. But that's 2 soldiers that are potential kicks. Hubert is also extremely low, but nobody's on him yet. Ether bombing in finally, and Ether and Darty will clean up. And again, it's a winnable fight. 3v2 though, and yeah, okay, the scout's actually cleaning up for the side of the wall. Trip is in, but probably just gonna try to live, yeah. And so yeah, kind of a trade on mid. Oh, actually, Sandblast is already on second, so Trip is gonna go down. And yeah, I mean, it's a mid win for the wall, so they'll be happy with that, but nothing too serious. They actually are trying to get second here. Traps on bats from Sin Karma, and Sandblast already capping. They should try to deny this cap because it's only 2 people here. It's only Sandblast and Sin Karma, so they will deny the cap, and it will be even Ubers on second here.
Yeah, that is the situation. The wall has been pretty good at actually kind of losing 2 people and then baiting Black Swan into messing up is kind of how they've been breaking the second hold. So the wall might be trying to do that again, might expect to see them do a 2-man. That's what I'm expecting at least.
Yeah, so last time they bombed a soldier and they had Sword try to go behind from Valley to lower right, so we'll see if Sword tries it again. Getting someone behind can be really good, but obviously it's not easy because the doors are quite small to get there. Pressure is from Cafe right now. Hubert's a little low, but Dingo towards Choke, Side Guy Cafe, only Sword in Valley alone there. Sandblast actually taking a lot of damage. Now Dingo's gonna sack, and Foxy just kiting. Actually lived for so long, and they actually have to use because of that. So unlucky. Yeah, Dingo lived for such a long time in dungeon there. Foxy was pretty much forced to use that because the last rocket was going to come out and kill her. So now 6v4, they can pressure into mid, but of course the Uber is a big threat. So they're trying to take some space, they're trying to pressure, but in the end it's all for naught, and it will be an ad push in the second for the wall. And potentially enough Uber to go to last if they're quick about it. They do have to wait for their spawns, but it's doable for sure, and they're going Valley.
Yeah, they are going Valley, and it looks like they spot the roamer who has to jump away. Side jump, loves doing this high bomb onto bats, and it's been so successful. The other team just runs the moment they see that flaming pot in the air. Uber through dungeon is what's happening right now, but they don't even pop. They just walk it all the way in. Foxy almost having Uber. Second point cap about to go down. No frags traded for either team. They've done a really good job kiting. Uber comes out. Hubert the fish down. Trades are going everywhere, but I think it's the Black Swan Uber saving the day. So Exile probably feeling pretty good right now. Wants to chase down Sandblast. Maybe go through Shutters, I expect. But Black Swan, I feel like they're kind of missing their chance to go really, really quick here. With these spawns coming up, I'm kind of worried for them. This soldier's doing such a great job with the spam. Fox is actually down to 30 health. Might go down. Soldier bombing in. Yeah, almost gets it. And Ether down. Black Swan took too long there and got punished for it. And we might see it push into last off that Ether frag.
Yeah, Sora's saying, yo, come in top right. It's completely free. And that's where everyone is now. Soldier's bombing onto the heavy. Sai gonna go down, but we'll trade essentially for the heavy, which is a good trade. Sandblast's gonna go down on point. Both soldiers having to bomb that. Those swords extremely low. Needs to die though. Will live, but the trade's coming out good enough, although barely, for the side of Black Swan. But now they only have 20 ad, probably not pushable. Like you said, they kind of missed their timing to just get through. They had heavy on last. They didn't really need to worry about a back cap, but they were kind of worried about Sword going behind and Sandblast. Instead of taking the point and capping and maybe denying some of the blue spawns, they kind of hung out in your shutter, chilling. Took a little bit too long, and then yeah, it was ended up being Ether who paid the price, dying late, and then that fight was extremely close. Bailed out by their soldiers again, bombing point, getting the kills there. Sandblast is on the sneaky Frenchman. He's on spy. A good spy timing, maybe not. You know, maybe they spy checked. I didn't actually see if they had spy checked.
Quacks is on spy right now.
Okay, Quacks, yes, Quacks is spy checking, so they know. They will be very spy aware here. But Sandblast, you know, it's one thing to be spy aware, but you still can just tap the gun, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna come in, Dingo, high bombing, but Foxy is just in spawn. Foxy is literally just in spawn. Almost getting the Ether trade, which would have been nice, but Dingo and Sandblast going down. A nice 2-man attempt, but they were kind of ready for it. Not enough pressure from the rest of Blue to force Foxy to kind of play outside the spawn door. So she just baits in the spawn and all good.
Yeah, as you said, it looks like Exile again checking the classes, gonna see everything's normal. Sandblast is back on scout. Wall is gonna try something here. They've tried pretty much everything. They've gone dungeon, left, top, right. But either way, they're gonna have the gun down unless they just find a free frag. But actually, it's Exile on spawn. He just takes them side. What the heck? And 2 down. Everyone's low health too. Dingo's like 40 health. Look, Black Swan has a chance maybe, but with a spy still up and an NG, I'm not sure if they're pushing, but they are. Tripwire jumping to lower right, gets on the medic. So much damage.
Nice try.
Yeah, that was not the worst thing to go for a sack there. Almost got that force, but it's going to be Sandblast returning the favor on Sniper.
Yeah, but Trip has had a lot of success sacking out Sunshine Last. Like you said, it's pretty hard to do that. The first time she got the force, it was, you know, no scouts, so that definitely makes it a little easier. But still, oh, Quack's standing still, so he's, oh my god, he finally moves at the last second. Not going to die that Sniper, but Sandblast peeking the big door on the left from Blue's POV. The gun is set up, there's a pyro, so nothing is going to come easy for the wall here, and they only have 50 seconds to make some magic happen, get the force or take a trade or whatever before the round resets once again. Sandblast going down, Trip again, kind of deja vu getting that kill on the sniper. And actually, seeing Karma very weak. That last rocket didn't splash, but then Trip comes in, Quacks and Trip get the drop. And actually, Sinkarma's 7 health, Sora's 17. There's no med on the field. Sora actually yoinks Sinkarma's back in Valley. So Sinkarma's out. They don't know that, however. And it looks like they're looking to push, which is fair with the full ad. And obviously the player picks as well. Will be interesting to see if they actually go, though. 15 seconds, you know, if anything goes wrong at this point, you can always just round reset. So worth a chance to push out here.
Yeah, Soldier's bombing onto Foxy, hits 1 rocket. That's Dingo, I believe. Quacks does go down, and Foxy, 50 health. You have to use that Uber, and that's exactly what she does. With that, they're just heading back last. Point timer goes down. Both these teams, again, just not able to push last. We saw Black Swan, I think, had a last push attempt this round, and so did the wall.
Yeah, so the action has definitely been on mid and second. The last pushes, I mean, it's tough, you know, full out setup on Sunshine last, but now, you know, 6 minutes left until banning time. Our predictions maybe not looking so great at the moment, but still possible. And yeah, another mid. This time looks like Black Swan want to go there right, so complete opposite rotations. And Hubert actually gets sniped by the ball and is sticky. He's instantly dead, and they're bunkering Cafe the side of Black Swan. They should be completely fine here. Dingo is going behind, but they're already out. So they're going to see Dingo probably hunting down. Quacks will die, but that's a small consolation when your medic is dead for the side of the wall. And now it'll be Foxy with full ad trying to push into mid, and they're already doing it from Valley.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Soldier, Side Guy is bombing into Valley, gets cleaned up. Air shot, I believe, by Ether. Darty, again, how do you get a 2K with the Rap Assassin on a mid fight? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Darty, though, did it.
He's got the lineups, just sees the med crossing in front of their cafe, just hits the ball, and then a nice sticky snipe from Ether. Probably didn't expect to, you know, be doing much with the ball. All of a sudden, that's probably might have been even a crit ball because of the distance. So, yeah, big. And this, I'm gonna say here, this kind of needs to be a round for Black Swan, just for their confidence, right? Like, you're not gonna get that many, you know, dominant mid wins against a team as good as the wall, and instantly Quacks dying. Nice aggressive positioning from Dingo, and that's again. They're already 70 on Hubert. I don't know if you really want to push this, and Exile is already going back to go Sniper, so they're not going to push. And again, that feels like a bit of a missed opportunity in terms of, it was full out. Obviously, Hubert died really, really early, and by the time Black Swan got to the wall second, it was only like 30-40 ad, but that's still takeable, and you're not going to get that many opportunities better than that. But we'll have to see if Exile Sniper can, perhaps give them a better opportunity getting some headshots here. NG and Sniper up on the side of the wall. They got the gun in the same spot. Sniper is playing... Actually, Sandblast now spot checking, so they'll know there's a Sniper on Black's one side, and Exile's peeking top left again. Looking for Sandblast. Sandblast is in the open behind the box. Saigai nuked, but survives. Sandblast takes a pipe, but after actually dies for it, so Demo Man going down is going to halt any sort of push. And Quacks fighting Dingo lower. Nothing happening though, and
Ooh,
looks like Sandblast just taking shots, but no counter stack.
Yeah, don't underestimate those random sniper peeks though. We've seen those turn around entire games. But for now, I do agree with you about that seeming like a missed opportunity. Black Swan, they had ad. Why is your pocket soldier alone in lobby? Seems like really unfortunate, something they might look back on. Either way, Exile on Sniper, unlike the pregame prediction of Darty, and Dingo just walks into dungeon. Who's helping the Sniper? What is that? Exile just down for nothing. They can't have this happen right now. They only have 2 minutes left for this round chance.
Yeah, they're not getting anything here. Yeah, it's been just a couple of times where instant death kind of just sets everything back. Not even getting that many shots for Exile here. We'll come back up on Sniper though. We'll try it again. We'll see if we can do maybe, yeah, like you said, a little bit more coordination, have some protection for the Sniper. But always a chance. All it takes is one headshot to really open things up, and Exile is certainly capable of delivering that. So we'll have to see. As left, it seems like the decided option again. Body shot, but not a kill on Sai. Another one on Dingo, but now rotating. Want to rotate the Sniper, look for the other doors, which will be less defended. But actually, Sandblast the one ripping off the headshot on Trip, and again, a few opportunities there, but nothing concrete for Exile to really change. Get a kill. So nicely defended by the wall, and now they get to peek themselves through Shutter.
Yeah, Dingo almost going down, doing the head bob to avoid getting headshot. Apparently it worked. Tripwise, 72 health, getting healed back up. Sandblast, though, gets dived on by Quacks, who does not get traded out. Another chance here. Tripwise bombing in onto dungeon, gets the fourth, just walks in through dungeon, but somehow they go down three. Down three. What happened to Black Swan? This medic is just dropped in the face of the soldier and the pipe spam. Black Swan crumbling, perhaps.
Yeah, actually it was a really nice trap on like the wood next to Shutter. Like when you go to the left of Shutter, there's a little lip, and Synchrom had a trap there which killed Darty, who was the only scout, right? So that kind of was a disaster. And although they get the force, instant drop from Foxy is much worse, honestly. And now Dingo gonna die though, potentially opening up mid to be a fight. They have to wait for their spawns, but they will get the spawns. And okay, they're deciding against it. It is 65, but Trip is very hurt. Actually, Exile's in, but Exile's probably gonna die. The counter bomb just come in on top of Hubert, but trades are out. Actually, yeah, the trades are in their favor now all of a sudden. Again, one of those fights where it didn't look good, but all of a sudden it's very good, and now it's just Soar.
Quacks kills the medic, the demo, the flank scout. Roamer class is just... I'm telling you, it's the soldiers this game. We're never looking at like Exile or Sandblast getting like a 5k. It's the soldiers every time for both of these teams.
Yeah, Exile actually, Exile ran in through Valley, and a lot of eyes were turned towards him, and I think, yeah, Quacks is coming through the other doors and getting that force. So again, another full-line last push. This time there's not even a gun. Soar is just spawning on NG. There's a lot, this is the best opportunity they've had so far. Sandblast, caught on Sniper, gonna die with a roller. Now this surely must be a last push here for the side of Black Swan.
Not if Soar's heavy weapons guy has anything to say about it. Ether down to 16 HP. Heavy weapons guy standing tall. Soldier bombing in to the meat grinder. Gets taken down. Saigai jumping in. Kind of does a lot of damage. And Black Swan just not able to convert the opportunities they're given. So unfortunate for them.
Yeah, I mean, they got the early kill, but Ether was just forced to get a bow so far away from the action. They kind of felt like they needed to make something happen, so their soldiers and scouts went forward. But without the extra damage of that demo, the Heavy was kind of able to just survive long enough to clean up those players with the rest of the squad for the wall. And yeah, we're back on this leapfrog, but it's really small ad. It's 10 ad for the side of Hubert to fish, so they cannot really realistically push this. Like, if they push it, it should be bad for them. They're looking like they want to, though. Maybe they don't recognize. Saigai gonna go down. Sandblast is potentially caught. Quacks will trade. Dingo low on the flank. Darty trying to chase that kill, but Sora is there for protection. Exile chasing through Choke, getting that kill, and now the trades are very much in the favor of Black Swan, and they can potentially just dry this, at least get a good sack going off. Dingo is 10 health on Bats. Cafe or Choke looking pretty good options. They're getting through. Maybe not a sack coming in yet, but Darty behind Shutter, or behind Lower actually, yeah. Darty's just on last. Sora,
Yeah,
Sora's fighting him on last. I don't know how he got there.
yeah, but oh, Trip Point's in on the medic, has to jump out, narrowly avoids getting air pipes there. During that fight, it looked like Exile was going to go through Choke, but there was so much spam by Sin Karma that it denied that. Now we see counter pressure coming. These Side Guys going through half A. Actually, two-man sack through. Oh, Valley! Dingo just goes through Valley, does like a trillion damage to the combo, takes down Ether with the help of Sin Karma. On the other side of things, trades are going off, but the Uber gets forced by Foxy, and Sandblast says, I don't fear that Uber, I'm staying in, I'm capping mid right in front of your Uber. And it's the wall every time who just somehow comes out ahead.
Yeah, very aggressive chase from Soar. After that really high bomb that you called out, Soar was able to get the force in Valley, in Red Valley, I might add. So a really good chase from Soar. Dying, but getting the force, absolutely worth it. Now they're drying through Choke with momentum. They're so fast, not even close to having to use. And Foxy's only at 50%, so this is for sure going to be a last push for the side of the wall. The only question is, will Foxy get in the posts? Already at 75, so it's certainly possible. 10 seconds. Can they hold on? The cap on second is done. Sandblast take the Uber now. Already dying. Oh, not dying in Swan, actually getting the reset, and now this is not looking so hot. It's a good soldier deny. The Uber is out for Foxy, and they will be able to stall the point. Saigai probably a kill behind this. Trade's coming out though. It's going to be actually a numbers add, and 2 scouts, not really what you want in F-150, aka the wall. They're getting the round and in fact the map.
Yeah, that was very interesting to watch. It seemed like both teams were so uncomfortable pushing last. Both teams were so good at taking back second and mid, fighting over every square inch. But it's going to be the wall who just is slightly better at winning last pushes, coming out 2-0. If Black Swan was better at taking last, it could have been their map.
Yeah, absolutely. They had every opportunity to grab um, a few rounds there, but in the end, it was the wall who just converted better. I would say the kind of you could see the difference. Like that last push, it didn't look great. They used the Uber, they didn't get any kills, and Foxy actually got her own Uber during the fight, but they weren't ending in such bad spots. So many times on the Black Swan last pushes, they would end, for example, in their own lower, like or in lower, right, like on the very lowest possible ground, trying to get bows and reheal, and that's just never sustainable long term. Whereas the wall ended up on the high ground there, and they end up trading the kills with a 4v3 in the post Uber. You know, that's always going to be very, very winning. So just a little bit better execution, but realistically, I mean, Black Swan did fine. Like mids were good, pushes were good in general. They didn't like get caught to Ubers or anything, but just the last push is always going to be tough. You know, that's kind of the biggest decider, but it really it was slightly in the wall's favor, and that accounts for the 2-0 win.
Yeah, I'm looking at the logs. Black Swan, 3 mid fights, kind of what I expected, but something that really jumps out to me is actually the medic deaths. Hubert the Fish died more than twice as many times as Foxy, 9 deaths compared to 4 on medic. Feel like Hubert was just getting obliterated by Tripwire in a lot of those fights, and
Yeah.
it, it, like we said, and you reiterated, Black Swan just couldn't convert off of those advantages they were having. They were showing up in the second fights and mid fights, but it never carried through.
Yeah, it's just tough. Like, yeah, they were doing so well on so many of those fights, just like catching out Hubert, chasing down those kills, being very aggressive, especially like pushing out of their own last. Even there was a couple times where it was either Trip or Quacks, like catching the enemy team, forcing them to stay in, and then the aggression from everybody else would clean everyone up. But again, yeah, just comes down to last pushes, and that's the way it is sometimes. But I think that was the Walls pick, so hardly convincing, I would say. It was honestly
Mhm.
like very well played from Black Swan. They don't win the map. In fact, they don't even get a round. But now going into Sultry, I think they have very good chances on their own map pick.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like saying like if that's the losing team's not their map pick, it's kind of like cope to point that out. But this game, 2-0, like in 31 minutes, with just the only issue Black Swan having last pushes, it's like Sultry's coming up. Maybe Black Swan knows how to push last really well on Sultry. If that's the case, you have to be worried about the wall.
Yeah, looking at the log as well, I mean, it's kind of what we expected. Like the soldier is doing a lot. Dingo top fragging the server, 23 and 12, second to top damage, only to another soldier. Actually, soldier's top three damagers: Trip, Dingo, and Quacks. Dingo top fragging the server, 23 and 12. Really, really impressive. Actually, 23 and 12 is kind of an insane soldier stat line
Yeah.
these days in the
Al-
modern era.
Roamer only dying 3 more times than the medic too. I mean, that's
hmm
like a pug stat line.
Also, Foxy 1,300 heals per minute is pretty ridiculous as well. That's pretty impressive. And yeah, one drop for either team. I don't remember what Hubert's drop was, but Foxy's was on second there after they got the force, which is not great, but only one drop, whatever. It happens. And yeah, kind of a slow game, right? We had those two round resets in the middle there. So a
Y-
lot of last holding, a lot of off classing sniper and stuff.
y-
So maybe not the most interesting game in terms of that, and it kind of shows on the scout kills are kind of low on Darty and Sandblast. Um,
Well, maybe a little slow, but there was definitely there's some games where it's like mid and then last for like 25 minutes. This game had still had a lot on second and mid. Like
True,
there
yeah.
was still a lot of fights there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I just think it's kind of like the logs kind of show what we expected from the eye test. Like soldiers were just kind of having their way with everything, and very well played from them. Sultry, a map that can feature sort of similar things in terms of soldiers can have a lot of impact, a lot of opportunities for high bombs. Um, a lot of opportunity to go like very very deep. It's a pretty large map, pretty open map. So let's see if the soldiers can keep it up. But on the same time, it's also quite a strong scout map, a lot of high ground and ferrying your medic around and just taking fights where you have the advantage. So we'll have to see in that respect. And obviously, again, it's the map pick of Black Swan. So do they have anything special on mid? We'll see if they want to cook up some interesting things. Maybe they're going to go through choke, take some aggressive right side pushes, or maybe they just believe in the standard spam through the cheese door. So we'll have to see on that respect. But yeah, I think this should be another close map, honestly. Seems like we have well in the server at the moment, so that's good sign. Hopefully, the players are ready to just keep it up, not wait too long in the pregame. But yeah, DeltaMarket is gone for now, but that's all good. Um, yeah, let's see. So yeah, Sultry a map as we were talking about. Will Black Swan be able to push last? Sultry kind of infamous for being very hard to push last, even with that. Although that would go to both sides. Kind of a map that is mostly won on the mid and second areas because once it gets to last, it can kind of just you know die and nothing really happens. But honestly, since Black Swan were looking pretty good in that situation, wouldn't be too worried about that from their side. And of course, also off classes to break last. Very big possibilities. Spy, sap the gun, 3-man, 4-man, even if you want. So opportunities for that as well. And the snipers weren't super effective, I wouldn't say, on Sunshine. I think Sandblast died to Trip a bunch of times, and Exile really never got anything going on the walls last. So maybe a new time to reset that situation. Yeah, Delta's PC has crashed, unfortunately, so all good, no worries. Sandblast has readied up the wall, and yeah, we're just waiting on Black Swan here. I'll give my own prediction, as obviously we can't get Delta's yet, and his prediction will obviously be biased if he joins late, so take that into account if we're comparing predictions later. But I'm gonna say this has the makings of a very low-scoring game because it's sultry and Sunshine was only 2-0. I'm gonna say 3-2 for the side of Black Swan. So actually, not that low-scoring compared to the 0-2 in last game, but I think Black Swan can definitely take this. Oh, and you're back. Hey, Delta.
Yeah, welcome. I had let's just blame TF2 for that when I crashed.
Yep, absolutely. Uh, yeah, I was just giving my own prediction to fill the time, so you can get yours in before they start, so it's not a biased prediction. So what are you feeling on this map?
Well, I have to give it to Black Swan. You know, I gave it to them on Sunshine. It wasn't their pick. I'm an Exile believer. I'm going 3-0. 3-0
Oh
for
yeah.
Black Swan. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I said 3-2 Black Swan, so at least we both believe in the Swan. 3-0, 3-2, 3 rounds. So if 3 rounds on the board for Black Swan, I think we'll both be at least partially right, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, what do you think about Sultry?
I think Sultry, after I did actually play it for just one season, I think it's a cool map. I think it's kind of similar to Sunshine, but the seconds, the high bombs are just different. It's kind of hard to explain, and if your soldiers are feeling it, your soldiers can take over more than on Sunshine, which might benefit both teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Like with the soldiers being so dominant on the last map, it's gonna be really interesting how that transitions into this map, which definitely can be really good for soldiers. So looking forward for that. And I was also saying while you were crashed out that it can be kind of hard for last pushes. Like last pushes are kind of notoriously sort of difficult on this map, but we'll have to see if that reigns true. Obviously, the map has been played more and more since it was first introduced. So hopefully, the last pushes are a bit stronger than they were. I remember like the first season Sultry was an invite. The last push, like ad push rate on the map was like extremely low. It was actually like less, like maybe like 50% of ad last wishes were being converted. It was ridiculous. I think that's definitely improved over time. So, hopefully this doesn't plague, especially Black Swan, too much on their map pick.
Yeah, it is their map pick. I think Black Swan's gonna have some super secret tech here. I think they're gonna just destroy the last pushes. So gonna have to look forward to that, and hopefully that actually happens. Otherwise, I'll look like a classic caster not knowing what I'm talking about. But yeah, we do have 12 in the server now, so we're probably gonna be going live soon. We mentioned last before Sunshine started, the players to watch for Wall was Guy, and for the side of Black Swan, it was Tripwire and Exile. And I feel like we did a pretty good job. 2/3 correct. Players to watch were both soldiers.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That's not bad at all.
do you think that's going to change at all with this map? I know we kind of talked about soldiers still being dominant, but do you think any of those dynamics on specifically the players in the server to watch?
No, I think that holds absolutely. I think Trip was hugely impactful for Black Swan, so I'd definitely be looking out for some number 1 roamer bombs again on this map. And actually, that's gonna be who I'm gonna look at on mid. Like on Sunshine as well, we saw in the first mid. Just interested to see what the soldiers want to do on this mid.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. You know what? I'm doing it again. Tripwire. We have to do it. Jumps onto the garden side of things. Takes some damage. Has to go into Frog for that health pack. Both teams doing the normal thing on this map, but some early aggression by Guy. Counter bombs, goes for the air shot, misses it, cleaned up. Is Guy down first? Scout is punishing Ether, who takes that frag out. Sandblast also takes down Tripwire. So this mid fight kind of devolved really quickly, and it looked like Guy's aggression would get punished, but no, in the end, it's Black Swan on their own second, while Sandblast is barreling in through Choke.
Yeah, Dingo did a great job. Guy did die on that high ground, but it drew so many eyes that Dingo was able to bomb into Choke. Foxy expertly surfed that away, but it forced the scouts to go back to kill Dingo, and Dingo actually survived behind for a very long time. So now it's going to be a fight on second, and actually they cap the point, so last is potentially an option here. Sora's looking for it, but Dario going to clean that up. The trade comes out. See, Karma actually dies in the trade, so Exile getting insane value here, and the flashes coming out are actually going to be really bad for the side of the Wall. So the recap going to come in on 2 pretty quickly, and actually this is a pretty easy fight in the mid because Sin Karma is dead. Now, if they get the 4s, it would be a different story, but doesn't. Actually, Sin Karma gets denied further, so his spawn is extremely long, and that should signify a mid push. Was he a direct hit? Yes. Guy's on direct hit, by the way.
Yeah, I respect it. Dingo takes down Tripwire. Sai's just spamming Choke, just launching nukes across the map, as they say. And 2 down, both soldiers gotta think it's gonna be an aggressive push, and that's exactly what it is through Cheese side, I believe they call this. Sin Karma walking in, direct hit in, finds nothing because Black Swan is terrified. They are on last. What's their setup like? Let's take a look at this. They have no gun. NG just spawning, but Sandblast's in. The gun will not be up in time. Sandblast is just... Was that like a ghost sniper play? Just goes in first, doesn't even wait for the soldier to bomb. Maybe that's what it was. Either way, Quack's not able to do anything on that counter aggression blower.
Yeah, and Dingo peeking immediately. The sentry might just go down. Yeah, it does go down. So another sack opportunity. Although your only sacking weapon is a direct hit. Actually, no, no. Dingo's
Dingo's
here.
in.
Dingo bombs and gets a lot of damage, but no connection. Soar peeking and Sandblast is on scout, so it was not a go sniper play apparently. Although that might have just been because the situation changed or whatever. Maybe he wanted to go sniper, but ended up opting against it. But the gun only now being built up. They're peeking for potentially a sack, but it looks like it's a little too late. I'm wondering what this direct hit tech is though. Is it? I mean, it's definitely good on last because you can just spam the gun down, I guess, pretty easily. Kind of lock and load and direct hit is a nightmare for a sentry gun. Darty putting the sentry gun very close to lower, so it will deny people bombing in. And Foxy playing aggressive as well near like the wall. I don't know what to call it, but that might be a little confusing with the team name. But this wall on the right side of last, where you can spot the alley area.
Yeah, and it looks like Soar on Sniper. I haven't seen too many aggressive peaks, but it's going to be Dingo going down so early in that window area. I feel like the wall is so much less comfortable on these last pushes. We saw early in the match last time, the wall would just always find what they were looking for, but now it looks like they're trying to run a sniper, but they lose players who aren't even supposed to be on the sack. So they're going to have to tighten this ship up if they want to take down Black Swan. And it looks like their decision is to take the upper hand sniper into the alley side and finds Tripfly. That's Roamer down. Getting dangerous now for Black Swan. Looks like counter snipers up by Exile. Headshots exchanged. Dingo on Spy now. Interesting. Maybe just checking off classes, but
No, he's in. He's all the way in. Arguing about BM Foxy, who had backed up to avoid spam, and that kind of messed up Dingo's situation. That was really unlucky because the sentry was being spammed, and Foxy was kind of eating that spam. She backs up to avoid it and kind of goes ring around the Rosie on the rock. Dingo missed the stab. Saga actually dies as well. It'll be interesting to see if he stays on direct hit when he comes up. The bomb coming in now, Quacks and Trip. Trip actually getting in, but a nice shot from Soar. Just gonna do that damage. And now a minute 30, and I hear that direct hit, so that's still there. Sandblast insta dies to a trap, so no sack going up there. But yeah, Sagai's still on that direct hit, so we'll have to see. Is on gunboats. Yeah, he's on gunboats, but no shotgun. Sagai has been definitely known to run a lot of shotgun on Soldier as well. Now Quack's getting in. On Hubert. Hubert's extremely low and actually surfs towards the enemy team, which could have been very dangerous, but nobody happened to be left side from the red POV, so they're gonna get out of there. But now the bomb comes in, trades all over the place. Exile is in lobby on Sniper. Sin Karma's close by. His shot comes in on Hubert. Exile's probably gonna die. No, actually gets out, so... Oh no, it does die. So now, this could signify a trade because spawners are on the way for both teams. Sin Karma probably gonna get the gun for free. The NG's kind of just in spawn, not even gonna risk it. The U's will come out, and actually after dropping, or getting dropped in the trade is terrible for the post. Now the NG does have a bunch of crits. That could be devastating, but trade comes out, Quacks getting a lot of damage but dying, and the trade just looks so good at the moment for the side of the wall. They're going to run across the point, and only so long before they end up capping it out. So a really kind of chaotic situation in the lobby with both sides just losing a lot of players, but the biggest thing was after on demo dying to the aggro trade before Foxy could save him. So big plays from the wall, and they get the first round.
If you're going to drop your demo, you better be getting into spawn so you can resup and hold that Uber for like 10 seconds at least. But that's not what happened. As you said, that ended the round on the spot. Both teams in. I'm on the Sin Karma cam, just spamming stickies across the point. Both sides showing a little more restraint than last time. We don't see Guy bombing over yet, although Foxy does eat some sticky spam, and it looks like the wall is just slowly taking a little bit more space, but Tripfly does the high bomb, gets down Sandblast, other soldier in, landing on Sin Karma. That's the soldier down out of nowhere. Black Swan runs across point, finds everyone, and it's gonna be actually the counter collapse. Seems to come out slightly ahead. Everyone's red health, though. Look, your eyes on Darty. He might clean everyone up. 125 HP on Scout. Trying to chase these players back to last, but yeah, it looks like both sides don't want to be on mid right now.
Yeah, both sides, the people that are alive, like Darty and Quacks are on blue seconds, and they might be trying to just, like, catch out some players, but because the people on mid for blue don't see the enemy players, they probably are calling out, hey, you better watch out for some hiders. Sandblast could go down, but no, not going to go down. That should be 2 kills, but Darty actually does clean up Sandblast, so not terrible. He's actually living behind forever, so this is going to draw so much of blue back that red is going to take mid completely for free. There is not a soul on blue contesting this. And Darty survived. Like, he is living on last. So, big plays from him. And now choke is not really pushable for blue. So, this mid, like, fight situation ends up with red in control pretty firmly of mid. They're going back for Darty. Right now, Sora is taking the fight. Sandblast actually also going back, so if Darty calls that both scouts are here, you know, a sack on Hubert would be very possible, right? Because there's no scouts on the medic, but probably a little too late now. I don't think he knew that Sandblast was coming back until he kind of died, so that'll just even out one scout kill. Not easy to push off of that. You know, maybe a sack could come in, but Sandblast says, I can push off of that, never mind. Takes the trade. Very aggressive trade, but the flank collapsing on Trip, and Trip gonna go down. Sly Guy trades with Quacks, which is fine, and now no soldiers for this refight. Should actually... Okay, yeah, Black Swan says we don't want any part of that. So Sandblast kind of upping the aggression a lot, it seems, on this map.
Yeah, this map is definitely a little easier to do that compared to Sunshine, and it looks like Sandblast, that's the plan, and it's working out. They're pushing in through choke side. Sandblast and Sin Karma walking through. Sticky Spam baited out. And with this, Dingo's done such a great job getting this space, jumping over. That's going to be Exile down. Tripwire does jump in for Sin Karma, but enough. With Exile and Trip down, looks like the wall is just going to continue their aggression. Actually, Sandblast is just running into Valley, trying to chase down anyone they can, but it's going to be Sandblast finally getting punished for that.
Yeah, maybe overcommit from Psy as well, so they will cap, but losing 2 immediately, it's possible to refight here. And just Karma's not even in the fight. He's out. He was so low and choked before. So now the fight just coming in. Nice surf from Foxy as the bomb from Dingo comes in. That's not going to get anything. And now 2 soldiers will be denied on mid. So now it's, you know, it's Black Swan's turn to try to push into mid with 2 soldier advantage.
And with this, we see soldiers jumping in. I believe that's Tripwire going in, finding so much space for the side of Black Swan, but Exile goes into maybe miscommunication. I'm not sure. Maybe just a sack play. Sandblast going in through Frog takes so much damage, but gets the trade out. This exchange is Sandblast finding frags inside the exchange. It's crazy that he gets away with this. Foxy trying to run away through Alley. They're getting chased by everyone. Psy, Sin, Sandblast. All 3 of these S players coming in, taking down Ether. Sandblast still in, loses that 1v1 to Darty, but it gets traded out by Sin Karma. Heavy guy up, but takes so much damage to Dingo, but that Tommy Slob might be enough to win it out. Basically, some point time coming out, but it's going to be this continued aggression that is just unstoppable by the wall.
Yeah, I mean, Sandblast is just saying, look, I'm going to run in, and I think he's so fast and so aggressive that, you know, the health isn't great. They're, you know, Red, Black Swan were on the retreat from mid. People are pretty low, and they don't expect Sandblast to just barrel in there and take that Uber, and he's full health. He's, you know, getting beamed by his medic. He just takes out a player in the exchange, and all of a sudden, it's a complete disaster, especially with Exile was already dead on their mid push. So, kind of a stark difference between how the wall was able to get into mid, down 2 soldiers on red, compared to how, you know, Black Swan was able to get in. But now, it's another mid fight, 2-0 for the wall, so looking like our predictions might not go the way we expected, but still a lot of time, 20 minutes to change things, plus banning time, so very aggressive mid from the wall. They're already on the high ground, but Dingo, the first one to die. Sandblast getting out. Foxy does die to Sandblast, though, so now it's going to be a collapse maybe on point. We have Quacks behind in Frog. Exile, Darty making some headway in from Choke, but, you know, Blue is very, very passive here. Hubert's going to bait out this bomb. And yeah, it should just come up trumps for side of the wall.
Yeah, Dingo jumping in, trying to chase out this roamer, but it's going to be Sandblast finding Darty, and again, it's just disaster. Foxy's alive, but there's no one to build. Foxy could be on like 30% right now, but instead, they're on 10, and they're not going to have a chance of getting Uber for their last defense. Darty's not even going to be alive right now while the push comes in through dungeon. Uber's out. Ether chased into spawn. Is there going to be cap time? No, they're looking for frags, but everyone's in spawn. They got to get cap time. Finally, it starts to go now, but these players have walked out of spawn, and somehow these players are allowed to stay in spawn for 10 seconds, 5 seconds. They get 3 after leaving out with their heavy weapons guy, and that's going to be the wall running away with quick pursuit by almost getting onto Hubert-ish, but not quite fast enough for that.
Yeah, that's the classic. That's why Sultry Last can be so hard to push, because spawn is so accessible and the point is so close to spawn. If those soldiers just play a jump map and survive and don't die, there's no advantage anymore. They weren't able to get any cap time. They weren't able to find the kill, and that's just going to spell disaster for that push. Hubert already at 80% though. That's so fast building. Foxy only getting it now, but they're going to kill Dingo on the entry. They're going to use the Uber. Side guy's caught, but I don't know if they know. Actually, so yeah, he's going to jump out.
Wax has it maybe.
Well, living on such low HP. Sandblast on Sniper. The point will be cap, but Blue has Uber, so Sora will say, I'll come right back in with this Uber. They get the cap, which is nice. Sandblast just hits the headshot on Foxy though, so it's going to be kind of a free Uber. Darty does kill Sora though, so it's not the best Uber, but you know, it's going to work because Sandblast headshot the medic, you know, anything is good here, any kills. Quack gets good trades. Actually, yeah, good trades overall. And nice. Yeah, just going to be 2 alive for, you know, the respawners here, but they're going to get 2 more spawns after in trips. They'll probably be able to hold second here on slight dissent.
Yeah, that is what it looks like. But we know what Sandblast likes to do. He likes to always up the aggression. But actually, Black Swan, they're taking a play out of the book. They just walk in through choke, take down Dingo, reversing the script. Tripwire also finding Psy, gets traded out for that one. But this is Black Swan's world. Ether's walking all the way up onto bridge. Wall is trying to fight it out. Both teams, it's mid-fight 2.0, but no soldiers for the side of the wall is a little too much for them to handle. Sandblast calling to leave. I wonder if Sandblast knows the Ubers. I think he does. I think Sandblast is acutely aware of the Uber situation. They're coming into the block. Ooh, poor popped in. Psy Guy, or that is Sin Karma. Psy Guy's no longer on the demo roll. Foxy down. Sora taking out Exile. Tripwire bombing in for the salvage onto Hubert the Fish. Hits the rocket, gets that frag. So clutch for the roamer at least. But it looks like Ether might be trying to go for more. Stuck in Frog, putting up some stickies, maybe gonna get some frags, but I think that's really not going the way Black Swan wanted.
Yeah, Sandblast actually behind on second because he knows that they're gonna get these forward spawns, so they don't expect Sandblast here because Ether thought Sandblast was gonna go kill him. But now he just comes on to Foxy and gets the 2-shot. Insane play from Sandblast. Sandblast, I think, is just having the time of his life right now. He's like taking these aggressive Ubers, that everything's working. He's hiding behind, getting the 2-shot on the medic. Like, that is insane. They never expected him to be there because Ether was like knew that Sandblast was trying to fight him in cheese, but when he didn't get fought, he was probably like, okay, he's probably just going to, and they're gonna take second pretty much for free off of this. But now Trip's turn to salvage, bombing in over the top frog area, and actually 2 trades come out, so this is a refight on 2. So salvage after salvage from Sandblast, and then Trip after that.
Tripwire, #1 roamer for a reason, almost kills Sin Karma as well, takes down Hubert the Fish, and now it's Ether walking in through Frog, sees the pipe spam by Sin Karma. That doesn't scare anyone. They have to reload now. Walking all the way through, Sandblast might be caught, doesn't take any damage. Air shot narrowly missed by Ether. These soldier bombs have been baited, but there's a back cap. Look at the back cap. They're almost capped already.
Yeah, Sor making the play. He's gonna die for it.
Soldier's on the medic. Dingo's on the medic.
Dingo! Oh my god, nice pipe from Ether. Actually, like, if Ether doesn't get that pipe, I think Dingo was like literally about to fire that last rocket that would have killed Foxy. So huge play there. And now Sandblast gonna back up again though. Sandblast through Frog. Darty spots it. Probably gonna deny the cap. Yeah, they're gonna deny the cap. So all is not lost here. Because Sandblast will go down. So this should be fine to push mid. Still add. Not really much that the wall can do here, but those backclaps are buying so much time in terms of the Uber situation that maybe they want to take this trade on mid now. Dingo bombing in, fading. Ether dies, Sword trades. No scouts for the side of blue. 1v1 going on behind, and actually one by Dingo, but Dingo has 20 health. But yeah, the trades took long enough for the Uber to come into play. Dingo does die late, but it's just trades out in the end, and blue actually has gotten their Uber charge, so it's going to be a second to mid stalemate because of the wall making these, you know, chaos plays that are just buying time, letting Hubert get the Uber.
Yeah, I keep thinking they can't keep getting away with this, and then they just go for something even crazier, and it plays out. That back cap, it wasn't just one person play, it was the entire wall side playing that back cap perfectly. We see both teams or the wall continuing the aggression. I think Dingo's gonna get healed up, and he's about to send it through choke is my prediction. Just clearing the stickies away. Both sides are right now. Hubert the Fish doing a little bit of a surf into Frog, and actually it's not Dingo sending it through choke. It's gonna be an exchange through Frog. I think Sandblast has kind of gone in there, finds everyone looking straight at him, goes down to red HP, has to run away. Dingo does end up jumping through choke, gets a body block, air shot by Tripwire, and yeah.
And Sandblast might die as well, trying to chase that kill on Trip that was close to happening, but never happened. Now 2 down and a lot of space and choke. This is not a good place to be. If you're Hubert, Hubert's gonna get forced. And that's a nice chase from the side of Black Swan. Foxy in no danger at all. So this could actually be a round because they're gonna not deny anyone. Sandblast, but like still, it's full ad. They're pushing through Frog already. Sandblast out of the forward spawn on Sniper though. It's a big, dangerous angle, but Foxy's baiting pretty nicely in Frog. Should be fairly safe. Sandblast actually gonna get the kill on Trip. Well, Dingo is. And that might slow down any last action, but it will be a free second push for the side of Black Swan. And now at least they're on the walls last for the first time, I think.
Maybe. I think that might be correct. 40% ad. Is Black Swan just going to send it? It looks like they might not be. I don't think they want to take it. Sandblast is on Spy, and I think he's committed to the Spy. And it's a pretty interesting timing. I don't think Black Swan's going to expect this at all. I think Sandblast has like 30 seconds here to make this play work.
Yeah, after dodging a trap, which kind of blew up the push, but this is kind of like bullying from Sandblast, almost like finally we're on the enemy team's last, we have a chance to do something. Sandblast is going to be on Spy, and like you said, there's no way they expect this. Gonna go through Shutter though, which could alert Foxy, but no, I mean, no way you're going to be expecting that. And now, you know, you had 3 minutes to make a last push work, you know, get us force or, you know, some sacks, and now all of a sudden that's taken away from you by the Spy, and the wall gonna try to push out, it seems.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing through alleyway, and then they rotate back into lobby to Shutter to stop the... Wait, Soldier in takes down... That's the Pocket Soldier taking down Hubert the Fish. That's crazy. And this fight, so much damage went into alleyway that I don't even think the side of the wall wants to push off of last now.
Yeah, Quacks with a super high bomb. You know, Sin Karma put us some like anti-high bomb traps, but they weren't high enough because Quacks went so far into the sky. Lands the sink on Hubert, and now, okay, now we have a chance here because it's gonna be 50 ad, you know, 40 ad, something like that. Definitely pushable, and it'll be the first ad opportunity for Black Swan into Sultry last year. They weren't able to capitalize on Sunshine, but let's see if Sultry is a different animal for them. They're worried about traps, but I think they're okay on that regard. And now, yeah, they're gonna push in. Let's see where from. It's like a dungeon.
Looks like that's what they're doing. Uber pop through, going in. Sentry gun down already. After taking a lot of space, trying to chase this roamer into lobby. Dingo does end up going down, which is really important for the side. Wow, that's so much damage right there. Soldiers both bombing in. Sandblast does take down Quacks, but Ether kind of cleans up everyone, and it's going to be Black Swan lifting the curse of Sunshine and winning a round.
Yeah, that was a clinical push. They got those soldier kills, and then from there it was just smooth sailing, get onto the heavy, kill that guy, kill the med, never a chance. And yeah, and a round, and honestly, things have been looking up for the Black Swan side recently, so let's see if they can convert a mid here. Last mid was kind of chaos from both teams, where both teams kind of went to the other team's medic and just got the kill, but we'll see if, you know, what Black Swan wants to do on this mid.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting off with Sandblast on the high ground. Probably a good idea for your scout to be on high ground, but the bombs are coming in. Tripwire finding some damage onto Hubert the Fish. Quacks misses one drop. That was a really good serve. Hubert 3 down already for Black Swan. I think the wall is just going to run straight in, clean everything up, which is what they're doing. Ether and Foxy, fortunately, are running back to last and are far enough away to survive.
Yeah, it was like a very aggressive mid trip, and Quacks going instantly on the double bomb. Trying to catch Hubert, but Hubert surfed all the way out to choke, so you're never going to get the kill there. And there wasn't really any follow-up. That's the big thing on Sultry, is that the distance is very large. So if you don't have follow-up from your team, the soldiers are kind of getting baited, right? And they just die. So now last pressure coming in. Looks like Sandblast will live. Saga going down. Exile is on the Spy this time, though, saying, yeah, what Sandblast did, we could also do that potentially. Quack's looking to peek. You know, they don't have to counter-stack here. They're never going to expect Exile. It's pretty much a free stab. Again, you can kind of wait, like you said on the side of Sandblast's spot. You can just wait. You don't have to go for the stab right now. You can go for it in 5 minutes. And you can just look at the stab. They're never going to expect Exile here. Uncloaking. All right, then. He uncloaks, and Saigai was rolling out. Sees the Spy, so that's one way to die on Spy, and that actually kind of blows that opportunity up. And there's no sentry gun, so a sack, very, very possible. Sin Karma peeking dungeon. Probably sees that there's no gun at this point, so they should try to go for like a 2 or 3 man here. But there is a heavy, very large man, getting some damage on Sandblast. Sword goes down. Sandblast lives barely. Quack's traded out. but the sniper will probably put a hold on any sort of quick sacks. Dingo on 2 HP, actually dying to a rocket from Trip, so that sack attempt after the spy died is kind of negated.
Yeah, definitely does get negated there. And with this, I kind of want to see how the pace can be kept up by the wall. They've been doing so well whenever the pace is hot, and they've been trying to keep it that way. And it looks like it's going to be an alley push is what they're doing. Sandblast cleared those stickies up, but Ether being so annoying keeps putting them up. Sandblast
Yeah,
trying to yeah, I feel like you know this perspective as a combo scout player. Either way, Psy Guy jumping in, tries to hit these direct rockets. Oh, just kills the scout with directs. That's insane. And actually
and
gets
Trip going
another
down.
air shot, I think almost came out too. Yeah, I have no words.
Yeah, I mean, that was insane. Saiga gonna go for, or Sandblast are gonna go for this trade. I mean, this is pretty much what we expect, but this is just such a favorable situation. Dingo maybe a pick on the flank, but no, surviving for so long. There's no off classes now. This should just be a round, realistically, for the side of Black Swan, but nobody playing the cap yet, so it could be tough. Sandblast is low. 2 scouts can do a lot of damage here. Sly Guy's low in Swan. They might not know about him, but he does die to Trip, and somehow, some way, they're holding this unless in Karma.
Huber?
No, not quite. Not quite, but barely. That was kind of insane if they hold that, but the trade was just long enough for the spawns to come back in. And pushing out the last here is certainly going to be very difficult. They're going to go for it, though. All the
Yeah.
spawns are up for Black Swan, though. You're literally down a player with no scouts here. Fighting this is kind of insane.
Yeah, I think they
Run
recognize
away.
that. Yeah, and another thing, Hubert the Fish actually tried to back cap. So if Black Swan was like a couple seconds faster, they would have just seen the medic so out of position. It's insane. Ether, though, down. Soldiers and Demo so hurt for the side of the wall, but they're healed up now. Coming back in, Sandblast does take down Quacks. Soar finds one, walks straight in, gets another, and it's the wall who just presses W and is unstoppable. Down 3 is Swan. How do they hold this? How do they manage it? Soldiers bombing in. Uber comes out. Maybe this is possible. Maybe they can clean up these soldiers, but no, the Uber finds nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's going to be Hubert the Fish retaining the advantage now.
Yeah, a little bit of indecision from Darty. Like, the force came out, nice bomb from the soldiers, but Darty had to either decide, kill the soldiers or go for the counter Uber, like go get the force on Hubert. Hubert ran away, the soldiers started jumping away, and Darty kind of didn't decide which one he wanted to do, and ends up getting nothing, and now it's a full-out last push coming back in. There's a bit of cap time as well to make things a little harder on the side of Black Swan side. The gun's gonna go down pretty much immediately, but no cap time, and that can make it tough because the soldiers, again, they're alive, the heavy's out, and yeah, they're up on the right from the side of the wall, but the heavy can do a lot of damage. Trades come out, Quacks is on point, 10 seconds on the timer, a lot of low players. Quacks is surviving for so long, but Darty not going to be able to do it, and they will cap, and a very, very, very hard fought last push there from the side of the wall, but that was a very close fight, but a bit better executed than before, and that will result in a round for the wall.
Yeah, it does result in a round, unfortunately, for Black Swan. Maybe we got Castered Cursed them and got the score lines backwards. Either way, we're going to see another mid. Black Swan going to have kind of one last chance, in my view, to really take over the game again. Mid-fights starting out kind of the same way. Both teams passive at the start, probably setting up some sort of bomb, which is what's happening. Tripwire jumping in onto Foxy in the cheese area, takes down Darty. Solemn Bow Crag coming out, but this side is so hurt for Black Swan. Foxy finds another, actually 2k for the medic. That's 2/3 of the kills for Black Swan, and it's not enough.
Yeah, Foxy's doing so much work, but with a fully fully tanked Sandblast here, there's no way you can ever go back in. And actually, Sandblast's gonna kill Trip behind, taunting there as well, getting like the 2 HP kill on the soldier. But yeah, it will be a second hold here most likely. Although Sin Karma's just jumping in and then jumping out, that's kind of crazy. But that's fine. The spawners are on the way. Exile and Darty are getting here, so it will be a second fight. Although Sandblast's so aggressive, I expect a trade from him. In this situation, it's been so effective. But Hubert getting low is actually not even a trade. This is just terrible. The spam on Hubert was so good. Sandblast might get the force here, but it will just be super late. Sandblast will probably die, and with it, Dingo, is all the way behind. Gonna go down to Darty, I would assume here. Yeah, they all go back and just hunt Dingo down. So 2 kills, it's definitely pushable. He maneuvers into mid now. But a good force from Sandblast. Like, Hubert got force really early, and Sandblast was able to get the late force. So that at least salvages that situation. But Black Swan are in pretty cleanly. Shy Guy gonna die on the flank, completely surrounded, and that should call off any sort of fight on mid. So a nice play from Black Swan. They're in this round for sure. They're in the advantage, and they have the chance to make something happen here on the mid-second stalemate.
Yeah, and that's hopefully what they're going to try to do if you're a Black Swan fan. They're sending Exile in through Frog and Soldier. Tripwire finds Sin Karma, but Dingo gets Foxy somehow. How is that allowed? The counter bomb. Soldier's in on the medic, though. Quacks almost takes down
Oh my gosh,
Hubert
you
the
were 1
Fish.
HP. Lives.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was that high bomb, kind of the process-esque high bomb from Choke, where you just land and, on the medic peek and Choke and a free sync. Foxy going down. Darty hiding, though. Gets spotted and almost gets the drop on Hubert anyway, but Sword doing just enough. Sandblast already on mid, getting the cap, so accelerating that process nicely. And this is going to be ad for last if they're fast, honestly. If they're very fast about this, could definitely be ad for last. But they don't have, I mean, they have to get through second first, obviously, so we'll see what they decide. It looks like it's a cheese push, and Sandblast making space, and they're in pretty cleanly.
yeah, Tripwire bombing Frog side gets taken, Cheese side, I should say, gets taken down. No Uber fours on Foxy goes down, actually, I believe, to Side Guy, and this pace by the wall is insane. They're already in on last, trying to cut off these players, leaving through Dungeon. Looks like they found Darty on 11 HP. Sandblast missing like 3 or 4 shots on the 11 HP Scout, and actually only takes them down at the very end. That could have gone very differently there. Black Swan players finally got chased out, and I think it's going to be a wall push into last. Yeah, paying straight in here. Tripwire. Actually, Ether finds the frag. Ether finds 2 frags with the pipe. That's crazy right there. That might be a hold by Black Swan. Looks like they're going to have Uber ad as well.
Yeah, kind of a miracle hold there, Trip and Ether winning their 1v1s. Obviously, no scouts alive, so that's a tough situation for your explosive classes to manage, but they do manage it. And yeah, Hubert was very aggressive, dying. Sandblast comes up instantly on Spy. Gonna make something happen there, but the big ad, well, not big ad, but 30 ad or so for the side of Black Swan as they try to push into second, but this is dangerous for Spy, very dangerous for Spy. They don't see Sandblast, which might hint at that, but Hubert gonna go down. And then
Close in the face.
dying to the... Oh my god, just ran into Ether there. And yeah, they're gonna be able to push this. Foxy surviving. It's a complete team wipe. And honestly, might be a second wipe or like a full team deny. Not quite. Looks like Hubert and Sin Karma will get their spawns on second, but that's nowhere near enough players to hold second. So this should be a complete roll from disaster for red to complete, winning situation now. So get a chance to push into last year.
Yeah, with ad, finally Black Swan, you got to take this chance. You can't go 2-1 or 1-2 and then lose another round and lose this chance. You're not going to get another chance like this. They've got to take it here, and it looks like it's going to be some sort of lobby push, maybe through Dungeon. That's probably, yeah, Dungeon is what they're posturing like. Just buffing up, want to make sure everyone's healed up, but unfortunately this gives time for the sentry gun to build up. Gonna have to see if that's an issue on the push. Uber's out, demo bombing in through lower, finds the sentry gun down immediately. Cap time, not gonna be a huge issue right now because they're just going for frags, but they can't chase them if they aren't able to get a lot of frags, and it's Exile and Quacks who go down first. It's gonna be the Uber ending in top right, but these Black Swan players are just out. The Uber got nothing.
Yeah, this was a better job this time. The Silver's not dying. The Heavy does die, but it's just an easy trade. 2 for 1 is great for the wall. And yeah, that's unfortunately not going to be a push. And Ether dying extremely late. Foxy, probably a late death as well. The trades don't even matter here if you're on the wall. You got the med pick, you got the demo pick. Absolutely worth it. Of course, the meta just used Uber, but still, now it's going to be full ad. And they can't hold mid down all, down these 3 classes. Darty Spy is the only way that something good can happen here for the side of Black Swan. Uncloaking, but I think somebody heard that. Was called out. Sandblast pre-fires that corner. And yeah, things are looking good. Foxy only spawning now, so this is definitely enough ad to push into last.
Yeah, it definitely is enough ad to push into last, and Sandblast again taking it through Cheese. I feel like this is the door they always go. Takes it in quick, doesn't see any soldiers. Here's Tripwire trying to bomb, but they're just going in through Choke. Jumps behind, and it's not gonna result in a force, and Sandblast actually keeps it up, takes down Exile, and it looks like they're just gonna take it in through Dungeon. Sandblast just never lets go of W. He always just finds the door and goes straight in, takes the gun down, finds this soldier on top left, chasing that frag, probably gonna end up finding it, and that's gonna be down 3 for Black Swan, or down 2. That frag wasn't collected. Point time now is the goal for the wall. That's what they're doing. Soldier finally bombing in, getting onto these Black Swan players, and this fight, somehow Black Swan's still in it, but Sora finds Tripwire. Sandblast standing tall, finds the last frag, and that is the map.
Yeah, another nice last push. I mean, Yeah, in the end, I think we can say that the wall just executed, those situations, those winning situations a little bit better, and that's just kind of a coast to coast, right? I mean, Black Swan was pushing, the Wall's lost, they lose the fight, and all of a sudden, 1 minute later, it's the Wall pushing Black Swan's last, taking advantage of the opportunity. And yeah, well played on Sultry. They looked honestly, more comfortable on Sultry than they did on Sunshine.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe their game plan on Sultry was maybe like this is their pick. We haven't played this map a lot. Let's just be aggressive. Or maybe they knew to do that in advance. Either way, the aggression all on the side of Wall, and it just benefited them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm already pulled up the log again. I think what we saw with the aggression is definitely true. I mean, Sandblast goes 41 and 19, easily top ranking the server by like 14 kills, 350 DPM. Yeah, top TPM as well. So Sandblast putting in the work, and those aggro exchanges were just so good for him every time, getting a kill, forcing a lot of flashes, putting his team in a position to collapse in the post Uber. And yeah, Sandblast kind of just took control of the game in that map. So really well played. This one, we said what are the soldiers going to be like, and well, this time it was the scouts. I mean, every scout is top 4 kills. But Sandblast just like gapping the scout fight by a lot there with 41 kills.
The Wall had 5 mid-fight wins, and by the way, Sandblast's frag count is nearly half the frags of, like, the entire side of Black Swan. Is
Oh
so,
wow,
like,
yeah.
I I mean, 351 2 on the DPM. I mean, enough said. Like, he took over the game, and it felt like some games where you see a stat line like that, it feels like this player was just enabled by their team to do that. But this game, I don't really think that was the case. Sandblast was always the first one in. He was always the one leading the charge. It felt like Sandblast was kind of the writer of their destiny here.
Yeah, he just said, "All right, that first game, first map wasn't up to standards. Just give me the beam. I'm running it down." He's obviously a very, very capable player in the DM fights, and the trades were just so good from him and Hubert. So well played to the Wall, and also well played to Black Swan. I mean, they honestly put up a really, really good fight, had big chances to win rounds. Got at least they broke the curse, right? They don't get shut out completely with that round. And when they won that round, things were looking, very competitive on this map. But in the end, the Wall had just that little bit extra to take it home. So a very good series. The Wall will be moving on to face the winner, or sorry, the loser of the Froyo game, which I don't know who it was, but we can assume. But, oh, yeah, the Chuds lost. Yeah, yeah. So it'll be the Chuds versus the Wall, the rematch. I think that we kind of all want to see because that first game or first series, sorry, between the teams was very, very good. So hopefully another great lower bracket final to come up for us, I guess, tomorrow, and then Grands will be after that with the winner playing for Tech. So a great rest of playoffs to watch for the rest of us.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned. There will be more content this invite season. So, yeah. Why don't we kick it to shoutouts?
Yeah.
As
Well. Yeah. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Sure, I'll just shout outs production, Siyo for heading it up on the observation and production role at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to siyo. Shout out to everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed our coverage of Invite Playoffs Season 16, and yeah, thanks to the players as well for putting on a great show. So, looking forward to tomorrow, and hopefully we have some more great games.